Yeah.
How this VTuber's bullying horrendously backfired overnight.
By now, I'm sure that you're familiar with the fact that VTubers come in many different shapes and sizes. But even so, most of them are united by having one thing in common. And that's the fact that their designs are based on what an anime character would look like. This has been the norm for years now. But speaking of anime, with its many varied styles and themes, there is one recurring topic that always comes up. The fact that so many anime characters somehow end up looking exactly the same. This is sometimes passed off as inspiration. Others might argue that because anime styles are so simple, it's inevitable that you'd have two characters kind of looking the same. Regardless what the reason might be, people notice these things very quickly. And seeing that VTubing has absolutely exploded since 2018,
Was this VTuber in corpo? No, I think no. It wasn't even two VTubers. One was a VTuber that's an indie, and the other one was it's an artist that does like VTuber designs and stuff.
going from having 1,000 active VTubers to 10,000 by January 2020, and reaching over 50,000 active VTubers live streaming on both Twitch and YouTube in 2023, this meant that just like anime, you'd start seeing the inevitable rise of VTubers that kind of look similar.
Yeah.
These comparisons would start being a
If I would find out like tomorrow that there's a VTuber that even looks similar to me, I wouldn't be surprised. It's kind of inescapable. There's just so much you can do. The most thing you have to rely on just having like those small differences,
common occurrence.
like in the details.
And would create drama more often than once. But here's the thing, no matter how big you are as a VTuber, no matter how much influence you have in the community, if you publicly call out someone for plagiarizing your design, for copying you, without having very concrete proof, then you will
You're gonna be cooked. You're gonna get roasted for a very long time.
always receive heavy backlash. More recently, we saw this happen with the apocalyptic Cinder drama, where she actively sought to sabotage another VTuber because she blamed her for copying both her design and personality when she literally started VTubing before her. It was ridiculous. But even though we had this incident and many other
For people who don't know, he's referring to the whole Spite and Cinder thing.
before it
At least I think that's what he's talking about. I'm kind of over the whole Cinder drama.
take place very similarly, it didn't stop this VTuber from doing the same exact thing. Bullying a smaller artist publicly for ridiculous claims of plagiarism, and within just the span of 24 hours losing all credibility in the community, to then eventually coming up with one of the worst apologies you can imagine. Guys, it's been a while since we spoke about stupid VTuber drama, but seeing how
We need like a tier list, like an annual tier list of the worst VTuber apologies. I feel like they're getting worse and worse.
this made me roll my eyes multiple times as I was seeing it unfold, I thought we had to talk about it. So without further ado, let's do this. We all love looking at anime girl thighs. But
Yeah.
how come no one is asking a very important question? Like, for example, what is their nutritional value?
Is this a gamer sub ad? Is this the anime thigh flavor? God damn it, I fell for it.
Well, I'll tell you, less than 1 carbohydrate, 0 sugar, and a way healthier and cheaper alternative to other piss-flavored energy drinks. Yes, that's right, I'm talking about gamer Supps. They literally have an anime girl thigh flavor. And if you use the code Mujin at checkout, you get 10% off your entire order. But don't worry, I know what you might be thinking. Mujin, I would love to taste anime girl thighs, but I have no idea if I'll like it. Well, here's the deal. You can add free flavor samples.
My brain rotted mine read it as free feed sample. Oh my god, my brain is cooked.
To your cart. Now, usually you'd only have to pay for shipping, but if you use the code Mujin, then Gamer Supps will literally pay for your shipping. You'd be paying nothing. Yes, there are actually no strings attached. I didn't even have to convince Gamer Supps to do this. They just did it because they felt sorry for me because I live in France. Every time you use my code, not only are you supporting me directly, but you increase the chance.
Okay, I do know there are quite a few people in our community who wanted to order gamer subs, me and Zen are with Advanced GG. But for the European homies who were getting screwed over with the delivery charges on gamer subs, code Mujin.
Of us getting our own flavor. Anyway, the link will be in the pinned comment. Let's get back to the video. All right, so here's the deal. You ask any VTuber what the lifeblood of this industry is, and they'll probably reply with artists, because it's the truth. A VTuber's entire identity and brand, I mean their entire design, is reliant fully on artists. But the harsh reality is that getting a VTuber model made from
Or like complete and utter boredom and not having funds to get a model and you end up making your own. That's how I originated.
start to finish is quite the costly endeavor, because depending on the complexity and the artist you're hiring, it can easily cost thousands of dollars and take
The model I wanted would have ended up being like $5,000. So I ended up just making my own.
months, sometimes over a year to be made. But seeing that there's so many people that want to become VTubers, this harsh reality ended up creating some unique solutions like pre-made models. These, for example, are
Lifu spawned into the world out of boredom and made it everyone else's problem. Exactly. Exactly. I was bored, so now I'm your problem.
the price is very affordable. The only caveat is that anyone can buy this and use it. You're not the exclusive owner. And similarly to this creative solution of pre-made models, another unique idea popped up.
Every time I look for model artists, they look amazing in pictures, right? But when you go and look at their actual work, it's usually like 10 different artists and they use someone else's art. I'm not saying this is the case with these, but more likely than not, they'll just use someone else's art to lure you in, and then you'll get like something completely different.
Adoption. It involves someone posting a concept of a VTuber that
Yes, that's the one. That's the one.
they created while asking for a particular price for it, or saying you can offer the price that you think is right. This adoption method can have many different upsides. Some people don't like to conceptualize something from scratch and would rather use something.
Yeah, I think when I was making my own model, learning how to draw it was easy because there's a lot of tutorials out there on YouTube, and even if you just Google, plus there's a lot of people who offer study material files and video files to learn it. Plus, you have the perk of watching other artists draw it on Twitch, and you can go and ask them questions. That's what I did when I was learning to do my own model. When I had questions, like for example, I watch a lot of the Rico, and I would just watch her streams and interact with her and the mods in the chat. And if I would be like really stuck, she actually goes out of her way, and her mods go out of their way to give you information on like brushes and stuff like that. So if you're starting off, I heavily recommend checking out her streams and just asking them, because they even have commands for links where she explains things. But the hardest part was the concept of a design. That was rough. And I'm still not fully there to have like the final version of how I actually want my model forever look like. There's just the base idea, right? Like black hair, green stripes, and like the squigglies on our foreheads and stuff like that. So there's like specific, like the colors and like some shapes, those are already solidified, but like the final like polished design is not there yet because it's rough. Even I was thinking maybe I should just hire someone or pay someone to polish up my designs because I feel like I'm stuck. This is really hard. Like this part is so hard. So the person who was getting ganged up on is an artist who does those concepts. It's so hard to do those on top of that.
Something really cool by another artist. This also would allow you to finish the concepting step and maybe save up money for the next steps without any pressure, without any time constraints. In fact, this concept that we just saw was drawn by Utainzi. She regularly posts different VTuber concepts and will put them up for adoption. Now on August 30th, Utenzi would do what she always does. She would post 2 different concepts, with the first one being a purple-themed girl
Cute.
wearing alt clothing, and the second one being this demon girl. Up until this
Cute. Very cute.
point, this was just another day for Utenzi doing what she's always done. But that would of course be until it caught Melly's attention, a sizable artist and VTuber in the community. The next day, she would quote tweet Utenzi's post and say, "Hey, that kind of looks like ... Very directly
Yeah, I actually saw when that happened and it really confused me. I couldn't understand where this VTuber is coming from. I don't know. And she was blatantly sending her audience to go after the concept artist.
implying that the Red Demon Girl concept of Utenzi was a direct copy of her model, that she was being plagiarized. Now, what I like about this is that we're still at the beginning of this incident, right? And the replies on this post already don't want anything to do.
Yeah, the very first comment is literally, "Do not start this. Oh my fucking god. I am so tired of seeing people accuse artists of stealing design. Can we please stop doing this?" You can literally just feel the exhaustion in that comment.
With it. The most liked reply is, "Do not start this. Oh my fucking god. I am so tired of seeing people accuse artists of stealing designs. Can we please stop doing this?" Or this guy saying, "Delete this shit. Your concept and design is generic as fuck, and there's a plethora of artists that could follow your same logic and accuse you of stealing their design." But even though this was the community sentiment, Melly decided to double down. Quote tweeting Utenzi's post again.
Oh my god. This is just embarrassing. Why? You already got called out for being petty, but then you double down? Kind of stupid. You're just embarrassing yourself.
And saying, "Of course I don't own the concept of Red Demon Girl, but it's so on the nose."
Also, it just sunk into my brain. She's mad that there's another Red Demon Girl. Let me just Google this. You can literally just Google Red Demon Girl anime. It's just a red oni. It's so common. It's just so common.
I can't turn away. The colors are similar, the pigtails, the broken horn on the exact side, the earrings, the torn wings, mismatched leggings, ribbons on the sleeves, the shoes. I'm just a bit sad. Alright, so look, Melly was saying this was very on the nose, that
I don't see it. Mismatched socks, right? These are boots. Yeah, with different socks, but these are boots. This is like, okay. Short skirt. These sleeves are very generic for VTubers. Literally, my first VTuber model had like oversized sleeves because I didn't know how to rig the hands or draw hands. I only now have hands. This hairstyle is very generic for VTubers as well. So I don't know.
everything from the smallest minute details were copying her directly. So to make things easier for you, I put both designs side by side. Mel claims that the wings are meant to be a copy of hers when they look literally nothing alike.
Yep.
She also claims that the colors are
Yeah, that's I'm glad he's pointing out. This is straight up pink. This is straight up red. Those are two different colors.
exactly the same when they're literally not. They're completely different. One is more on the pink side, one is more on the red side. She then goes on to say that the earrings are exactly the same when that couldn't.
Huh? Wait. I did not notice that. Is she mad because she has one earring with a cross? Yet just another generic thing. I'm sorry, but I wear earrings like this in real life. Does that mean in real life I'm copying her?
Exactly the same when that could not be further from the truth. The mismatched leggings are the same when, again, that could not be further from the reality. And my personal favorite, the broken horn on the exact.
I know you guys heard that thing. That's Zen pinging. God damn it. He literally is in the chat and he's pinging.
Act side. Can someone please help me understand?
This is just a chip though. There's like a whole horn missing, but this is a chip. I don't get Wait a minute. Hold on, hold on, hold on. I just realized something. Hold on. I just realized something. Yeah, Rico, look at her hair. Look at her hair. You see these? The spiky bracelet on the hair? The black spiky bracelets on the hair and these pigtails? No, look at the one on the left. By that logic, Dia Rico can literally go after her for copying her hair. If we apply the same logic of hers. I didn't even realize that before.
How this chipped horn is anything similar to this completely fucked up, torn out horn on the side of her head. Am I missing something here? The good news is, no, I'm not delusional, because guess what? She got ratioed more than once on this post. With this illustrator,
I'm so glad that people did do a community note on her and like the comments, because I felt like I'm going crazy as well. Like I felt like I'm losing all touch with reality, with thinking that they're not the same.
saying, this behavior needs to stop. As a character designer, I can confidently say they look nothing alike aside from the red theme and broken horn. Mean girl behavior is ruining the space. Why don't you?
I mean, Melly's face reminds me of Chibidoki and Ira Mouse. Should Melly be called out? No, but that's what people were pointing out as well, right? That people could do the same thing with her model, because it's impossible to have like full 100% originality in VTubing. There's not only creativity limits, but there's also like what you can possibly rig as well, and like all those small things. The one on the left just has so much on her, but she's definitely nothing like the right. Yeah.
You just make friends with people with similar designs. You know, that's a very good point. If she quote tweeted this design and said something along the lines of, oh my god, demon girls with horns, like we look so cool or whatever, that would have gotten so much positive traction. Instead, she's getting ratioed. Another person who ratioed her said, I'm gonna be honest here, fam, but aside from the hair and color palette, it's not that similar to be made into a call-out post. People were not having it, okay? These similarities that she was talking about, they just weren't there.
It's like the same energy as there's some VTubers who are like, oh, another Fox VTuber. God, they're all copying me. Like, no, instead just be like, hell yeah, Fox VTubers are better than any other VTuber. And start another war.
What people were seeing, though, is a bigger creator calling out a smaller creator, sending harassment their way over something that couldn't be further from the truth. If she's claiming that this design is plagiarizing her, then she should also call out Iron Mouse's 2023 design, because she also has mismatched leggings, earrings, wings, and longer pigtails. I mean, the only thing missing is what? The red color and a broken horn. But even though she was definitely reaching with that public call-out, it still made Utainzi feel forced to make a public statement about it. So she quote-tweeted what Melly had said about her and said, I just want to share what inspired me, and I'm sorry if it turned out we were inspired by something similar. I adjusted some of the details you mentioned.
Also, by the way, you can see the design elements, why it was designed the way it's designed. There's a clear indication of it. The shoes, the top, the hair, like the outfit, the stance, the socks, the tail, like everything. Like she is actually providing a full-on inspiration list. And you can see that it tracks.
Because creating original characters is very important to me, I hope you understand. So because of this, she was actually forced to publicly show the references that she used to come up with this concept. She also felt forced to change the concept itself.
You really should not have changed the concept. It was amazing work.
And even apologized by saying, I'm sorry if it turned out we were inspired by something similar.
Oh man, this is so gross. This is so freaking gross. Another bigger content creator going after a smaller one just because of similar stuff. Like, this is disgusting.
This post ended up getting a lot of interaction, with many people in the replies telling Utenzi to please not apologize because she did nothing wrong.
Exactly.
She then replied to her post and said, "It makes me sad since this could have been resolved in DMs. I even made a post about this recently. I hadn't seen their design and it's unfortunate this happened." Linking a post she had made just a couple of weeks ago saying, "Fun fact, there are..."
By the way, did anyone even bought that concept art and turn it into an actual model? So from Utenzi, they do buy her concept art a lot. Would it be for like original characters or would it be for VTuber models? The characters she sells there are not always sold to be a VTuber, but she does sell them.
Millions of artists who design characters, and sometimes two people can create almost identical designs without ever seeing each other's work. The world is big and ideas often overlap, so it is nice
Like, it goes down the line of shit happens.
to remember this before thinking someone copied someone. It was now evident Utenzi had done nothing wrong, and she also seemed like a very reasonable person. This could have been very easily solved privately, but instead it was made public in an attempt to discredit her. So seeing how this was made public and how much traction this post had gotten, the next tweet that Melly would make would be, "What the hell did I wake up to?" She had called out Utenzi, tried
She woke up to her own creation.
to discredit her publicly, was completely in the wrong, went to sleep, and then woke up to immense backlash. Many of the replies say, "You just woke up to the consequences of your
Yup.
actions," but that didn't mean in any way that it wasn't still salvageable. By this point, she could have still recovered everything if she just apologized. It could have ended right here. So did she actually take a step back, take accountability, and avoid any more needless drama? Of course not. This is VTuber drama. It never
Also, why is it always a bigger artist calling out a smaller artist? It's always like artists attacking other artists. Not just like VTubers, but like artists. I don't know. It's just so gross. Pirate software ass behavior. Damn.
never ends on a good note. She decided to triple down and would make this very stupid tweet saying, "Never have I said I own the concept of a red demon girl with pigtails. What the frig? The similarities to my own design merely made me baffled and saddened because no matter how different it was adjusted, it very much felt the same.
What?
I won't be gaslit into thinking anything else."
Also, isn't it kind of self-conceited thinking that every single freaking person is gonna know even about your freaking existence? You're even alive, that you exist, that you're a VTuber, that like that you were even born at one point of a time in life. She's not even that big. She has like 30K followers on Twitter. I never freaking heard of her up until this whole drama started. I just think that when people also accuse others of copying them and they just expect others to know who you are, it's giving me the attitude of like, do you even know who my daddy is? Kind of a feel. It's like, calm down, you ain't special.
Of course, there's no such thing as a good VTuber drama without community notes, and that's
Yeah.
exactly what ended up happening on this post. The note said, "Melly claims that Utenzi made her design too similar to her, when the wings, boots, bottoms, shirt, skin, horns, and no marks on the skin are so different. Utenzi provided inspiration in her drawing that doesn't even involve Melly." Linking the post we already saw of Utenzi showing her references. Now look, I know what you're thinking. This audio looks really bad. But at this point, Melly is just a gift
A true VTuber moment. It kind of is. The amount of cringy posts I see made by VTubers saying like, do you even know who I am? Like, bro, calm down.
that keeps on giving, because look at this catastrophic reply to this post. Also, I hate the whole "it should have been kept private" because I don't know this person. I don't want to know this person. They made me feel uncomfy. I don't want to message them.
I'm sorry, but like, how are you acting like this nice? Oh, it make me feel uncomfy after sending a whole hate mob after someone. And then you act like, oh, me no comfy. I don't wanna act like an adult. Also, don't use the excuse of I don't know the person, just DM. Just DM. That's it. It's that simple. But I'm kind of glad that she didn't DM because now we can all point and laugh at her. How to dig your own grave 101, a digital edition.
Period. I said my piece and will continue to be the red demon with pigtails.
No one's telling you that you cannot be a red demon with pigtails. She's acting like her whole identity is being completely pulled away from her.
I mean, at this point, what the hell can I say, man? This has over 380 replies, with over 200 quotes.
You know, when you see this ratio, things ain't right. 101 bookmarks, 93 likes, 225 retweets, and 380 comments. This ratio, you already know what's going on there.
Quote tweets. This reply by Kenny sums it up. Talk to someone like an adult? Thumbs down. Call them out publicly and they get harassed? Thumbs up. It's like, dude, Utainzy literally has open DMs. There should absolutely be zero excuse for someone like Melly to make a call out post like this without even attempting to message Utainzy, because that's just the definition of being malicious. Why?
Also, these designs are really good though. Does anyone know how much Utainzy charges? Maybe it's time to consider having someone help me with my design.
Why else would you call out a smaller creator like this in front of your community? By this point, it was painfully obvious to just about everyone that this person cannot be reasoned with. They were just that delusional. But then, something unexpected happened. Melly would completely disappear, not posting anything else on her socials ever since that catastrophic reply on August 31st. And that silence would last for over a week. We'd only hear back from her on September 8th, 2025, when she would post this statement. People were hoping that this was going to be an apology after a long break where she realized that she was in the wrong. What they got instead was, well, let's read this. In the early morning of September 1st, I nearly made an irreversible decision on my life. I've since been recovering and surrounding.
I don't want to sound insensitive, but the amount I heard VTubers use this as an not an excuse, but using this in their apology. For all I know, yes, this is true. She did attempt to do something, but the amount I see VTubers make a clown of themselves, create the drama, get the backlash on them, and then they're like, "Oh, I almost did something irreversible." Every single VTuber who creates their own drama, it says the same shit.
Myself with friends and loved ones who are helping keeping me company. I got a glimpse of a few messages I got from friends online and want to thank you so much for reaching out. I'm sorry I couldn't respond, but I hope I'm able to in the coming days as I slowly regain the strength to do so. I 100% should have dealt with things privately or at the very least ignored and moved on, but that just wasn't the case. I'm keeping the post up unless asked to be taken down so people can get the context if needed. I love the VTuber art community so much, but to feel the sheer cruelty the community can carry left me
What? You sent the whole hate mob of your followers after a smaller artist, but now you're playing the victim. Okay.
To step away from engaging in it. So to protect my health, my friend will be stepping in for me and going through my messages.
Can we have like a banner for everyone so they memorize? Don't start drama and then play the victim. Hi, Snake Guy. How are you doing?
And blocking those who took things too far or were cruel to an unimaginable degree. They will also be managing my Twitter till the foreseeable future, so if there are any business inquiries, etc., they will still be passed along to me, just sifted through by my friend. Thank you to those who waited.
She should have made it a separate post. To make it same post just feels like it's a ploy. It does feel like she's just trying to emotionally gaslight them, as she accused others of trying to gaslight her.
For me, I've got a lot more art and silly things to share in the world still.
Well, at least she eventually apologized. This is not an apology. This is feel bad for me.
So look, I think it goes without saying, I would never want to see someone leave this planet over drama online, especially VTuber drama. It should never get to that point. With that being said though, this post does come off as Melly trying her hardest to appear like the victim here, when
Yep.
in reality this entire thing occurred because she felt the need to call out a smaller artist publicly, attempting to discredit them and sending harassment their way over something that could not be further from the truth. The closest thing to an apology that we got was her saying, I 100% should have dealt with things privately, or at the very least ignored and moved on, but that just wasn't the case. This made many people feel like she was not even attempting to take accountability here, still doubling down on the fact that Utenzi did actually copy her design, when it was already proven that it wasn't. What happened to Melly was exactly what she was hoping to
It's the whole attitude of, I cannot be wrong, you're all wrong.
inflict on Utenzi. This directly affected her credibility and ruined her reputation pretty much in a day. Utenzi, on the other hand, didn't even comment on this statement that Melly had made, instead choosing to continue drawing designs.
Great. And honestly, she should keep it that way. Like, sometimes when people try to pull you into drama, the best thing you can do is just sidestep it. Just sidestep it and continue doing your own thing. Don't let other people row you into their own petty shit. And especially when they start trying to emotionally manipulate you to feel bad for them, to row you into drama, especially sidestep them.
Drama-free and being able to
Basically, you create the space you live in. Yeah.
sell, well, most of them from what it seems like. Ultimately, I don't wish Melly any harm, but I hope with this situation and the many others before it, people stop creating such dumb public callouts without thinking of the consequences.
Same as with Cinder, it's I don't think she should be barred from continuing being a VTuber, doing art. I just hope she just doesn't do that again. That's about it. I still don't think this is something for which she should never be allowed to be a VTuber again. I seen people go a little bit too far with comments on this, that oh, she should just quit, she should just quit internet, she should just quit being a VTuber. Like, I don't think so. I just hope she learns from it and doesn't do it again.
And the fact that they'd have to face accountability. Anyway, thank you so much for watching until the end. I missed you guys. Expect a lot of videos coming up soon. Make sure to use the code Mujin on
Great video. Oh, he was on a break. I didn't know that. I was wondering why there's like a lack of Mujin videos on my feed. Now I got the answer. But yeah, just a gentle reminder, please don't send any hatred to any of them. Use it more as a learning opportunity of not to act this way.